In another room at immigration, an unassuming young gentleman off an LA flight is to be interviewed by Immigration Officer Nick.
He's been referred to us from Customs because it's come to light he has some previous convictions that he hasn't declared on his passenger arrival card.
Failure to correctly fill out the standard arrivals card is a surefire way to get noticed by border staff.
What we'll do now is we're going to take a set of his fingerprints for identification purposes, and then we will conduct an interview with him to determine whether or not we will allow him entry into New Zealand today. Okay, I'd just like to take a seat in the room there for me. You can just place your fingers down onto the green pad there, please. Excellent, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
The man from Oregon doesn't look like he's caused any trouble in his life.
Now, it is your responsibility to satisfy me that you are a genuine visitor to New Zealand and that you meet all of our entry requirements. Okay, do you have any previous convictions?
Yes, sir, I do.
What conviction do you have?
I was convicted of sex abuse too, in the state of Oregon, United States.
At Auckland Airport, Customs and Immigration work closely to protect New Zealand's border. Checks this young work closely to protect New Zealand's border. Having gone through extensive customs checks, this young Oregon native off an LA flight has been referred to immigration. The reason for the scrutiny is the fact he withheld serious sex convictions from his declaration form.
I was convicted of sex abuse too.
Immigration New Zealand take a dim view of travellers with serious convictions.
So tell me about the circumstances leading up to you being charged.
I just turned 17 and she was a friend of the family's. My mother was a friend of her mother's, and we flirted with each other, and we ended up having intercourse, and then her mother found out about it and she turned me into the police.
How old was your companion?
She was 13, sir, and I was 17.
Oregon laws around consensual sex may be different to New Zealand's, but when it comes to sex with a minor, both countries consider that a serious crime.
What happened after you were arrested?
I was convicted of 2 counts of sex abuse too.
What other convictions do you have?
I believe that's it. No. I have a misdemeanor. It's just a misdemeanor one. I just completely spaced it because I just never really gave it much credit because it's a misdemeanor.
What were you charged with?
I think it was reckless endangerment. That's what it was.
For providing drugs?
Giving drugs to a kid.
He admits to using cannabis and other illegal stimulants, but doesn't think that makes him a serious drug abuser.
How often do you smoke marijuana?
I just smoke it every other day while I had it, but then I didn't have it. And
what would happen if someone in New Zealand offered you marijuana?
Before, if no hiccup had happened, I would have said yes. Now, I would say heck no.
Now, what other drugs have you used?
I used cocaine for like a week.
Back at the immigration office at Auckland Airport, there's an escalating situation as a convicted sex offender has revealed to Immigration Officer Nick he's also a drug user.
Did you read that question?
I did, sir.
Did you understand the question?
I did.
Okay, so why did you not declare your convictions that you've disclosed to me today?
That was utterly and truly unintentional.
What would you say if I said to you, I believe that you deliberately did not declare the convictions on the arrival card in the hope that you may be granted entry today?
I had talked it over with my girlfriend, and we thought that if I had said yes, I would be lying because I was not in prison. When it asked imprisonment, I was in a treatment facility.
His explanation for having no visa boils down to a supposed inability to contact Immigration New Zealand before flying out. But blaming the phone system is no excuse.
So why did you think just having a passport would make it okay?
We heard that I would probably be red flagged, so we scheduled like a 7.5 hour layover and that they would interview me. And my hopes was that I would succeed in the interview.
So why did you think when you came to New Zealand that you might be able to talk your way in, given your background?
I was hoping that the reality of who I am would override the fact that I'm not what my criminal history says I am. I'm not a danger to your society, and I am of good character, and those are the requirements that I meet.
The man says he has proof of his good intentions. A girlfriend waiting down the line.
She's in and I just wanted to come and visit and see her.
Nick has collated enough information to make his decision.
Okay, so if you'd just like to take a seat back in the room, and we'll come and see you shortly.
No doubt wondering how he got himself into this mess, the man becomes very emotional.
I just want to go and explore this beautiful country with my girlfriend who's already here on the next island. And I just want to see her and have a good time and just do something cool and fun and feel normal for the first time in my life. And because of a stupid mistake I made 8 years ago, I'm probably not going to be able to. They're going to send me home.
At Immigration New Zealand, a convicted sex offender who admits using drugs is waiting a decision on his future.
This is rough because, you tell someone something like that, there's going to be a small part of them at least that wonders, maybe this guy sucks, maybe this guy's a creep, maybe he's a weirdo. And it breaks my heart every day. I'm a good man, and that's a fact. And I do not pose a danger to this society, and I am of good character.
Immigration Officer Nick has reached a decision on the man's fate and delivers it without delay.
Unfortunately, my decision is to revoke your entry permission to New Zealand and to make you liable for turnaround on the first available flight.
Nick is not without sympathy, and he lets the man phone his girlfriend. But his return ticket doesn't make sense.
We've actually found out that his girlfriend has actually arranged for his return ticket to have been refunded.
Travellers on a visitor visa are required by law to have their return ticket, so this is alarming. Nick advises the man to fix the problem immediately or explain it to the police.
Call your parents and ask them to call a travel agent and book the ticket, because we're probably running out of time for the flight at 7:15.
I don't want to go to jail here. Okay.
Luckily, one phone call to his mum in Oregon, the return ticket magically appears on time.
My final statement is, I really am a good guy. Just wanted to explore and backpack and hike and see the beautiful place with my girlfriend. That's all I wanted to do. That's it.
The visitor from Oregon will have to do all his backpacking back home.